Om Shanti, sister, welcome.
Thank you, Om Shanti. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, good morning, everyone. Sister Ifi,
Good morning.
Sister Basi, Brother Sunday Eugene, Brother Dr. Osita. Well, all are welcome. Welcome, sister.
Shanti.
Okay. Yes, sister from London will read Murli for us. Sister, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Sister, good morning.
Shanti, nice to see you all and be with you in
Nice
Nigeria. Great. Wonderful. Okay, so today Baba's Murli, really he's focusing on the fact that he's saying Krishna is not the God of the Gita. And he also talks about himself, God not being omnipresent. So maybe sometimes for us that come from maybe a different background, maybe a Christian background, for me in particular, this maybe not always resonates with us, what Baba's saying. But we have to remember in the context of the Murlis, when Baba was giving the Murli in the 1960s, he'd have mothers, very devotional people in front of him. So Baba highlights these aspects, often Hindus and devotional. So this is why Baba brings up these things. But I try and equate what I hear in the Murli to what that means to me now in everyday life. And I see around me that many think that God is everywhere, that he's in every particle, he's in the atmosphere. So today I see that very much. And I also see in that as human beings now, it's hard for us to connect to something. Baba says, I'm incorporeal, I'm a point of light. And for many humans today, they have to have a physical image or a person. And so people, that's why even now in some of the religions, the prophet souls are said to be God now. That's how religion has become. But also human beings need something physical. We're so ready to worship or idolize a person. And we see this even in our heads of our countries or states, or whereas people are put on a pedestal and they're worshipped. So we need to see this physical image. But we know that human beings, the fact is they, as we all have, lose our power and the vices step in. And my little experience of the world, but seeing leaders who were once very revered and very great, and we've seen how they've also fallen because of the pressures of greed and the pressures of people being impressed by them and putting them up on this pedestal and their ego becoming inflated. But that's human nature is weak at the moment. But so the leader also in that state, but the people that follow that leader, putting them up there. So very much we need to see something. We need to connect to this body. But Baba's saying very clearly that he's a point of light. So in Hindi, there's two words. So most of you may know that point of light is bindu. And there's another word, sindhu, which means ocean-like. So although Baba says, I'm a point of light, I'm so tiny, I'm a star, also Sindhu means ocean-like. So my character, my virtues, as he says every day in the Murli, I'm the ocean of knowledge, ocean of purity, ocean of all virtues. So those two go together. And again, when we come from a body conscious, materialistic perspective, when something is great or powerful, it equates to a mass, lots of things. Someone who's powerful, someone has to be powerful, to be big, means lots of possessions, lots of cars, lots of houses, lots of money. But that's materialistic perspective, body conscious perspective. But in a spiritual perspective, it's a complete opposite. So small, so tiny, so concentrated. Baba says this is powerful, like the soul, so small but so powerful. Baba says supreme soul, I'm a point, but I'm so powerful in that. So spiritual view of things is very different to the worldly physical view. So I just wanted to give that kind of introduction to today's Murli a little bit. So it's the 29th of July, and the essence is, sweet children, first of all, give everyone the Father's true introduction and prove who the God of the Gita is. Then your name will be glorified. Question. You children have gone through all 4 ages of the cycle. What is the custom that has continued on the path of devotion? Answer: because of your having gone around the cycle of all 4 ages, they put all the scriptures, idols, etc. on a cart and to go around in all 4 directions. This is something that happens, I think particularly in India, maybe I'm wrong, but in India there's some tradition that goes on around this time actually of the year that they do this. They then go back home and put them to sleep. You become Brahmins, deities, warriors, etc. In memory of your going around this cycle, they started the custom of taking the scriptures around. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
The spiritual father sits here and explains to you spiritual children. Whenever you explain to anyone, first of all, make it clear that there is only the one Father. There is no need to ask if there is one Father or many fathers. If you did, they could mention many fathers. You just have to say the Father, the Creator, God the Father is only one. He is the Father of all souls. So very important. He is the Father of all souls, incorporeal. He is the Father of all souls, of all religions, every soul, almost 8 billion in the world. He's the Father of every one of them. It's an important point. You must not tell them straight away that he is a point. They would become confused by that. First of all, explain very clearly that there are 2 fathers, the one of this world, Lokik, and the one beyond this world, Parlokik. Everyone has a physical father, and everyone calls the other one Kunda or God. In fact, he is one and the same. Everyone remembers that one, the one up above. Even those that say they don't believe in God, they say, the Bible says everyone remembers that one. And many will say, there's no God, but you know, I'm sure you've met people you know that don't believe in God, but when there's trouble and strife in their life, or there's a huge, difficulty in their life, people do remember God, or they look up above, or they say, oh my God. This all proves, isn't it? This proves. Everyone remembers that one. First of all, make them have the firm faith that the Father is the one who creates heaven. He comes here in order to make you into the masters of the world. This is called Shiv Jayanti. You also know that it is only in Bharat that the creator of heaven creates heaven, where there is the kingdom of deities. Therefore, first of all, the Father's introduction has to be given. His name is Shiva. Shiva, benevolent one, the one that benefits everyone, uplifts the whole world, nature, elements, the benefactor. His name is Shiva. In the Gita it says, God speaks. First of all, make this firm for them and get them to write it down. It says in the Gita, God speaks. I teach you Raj Yoga, that is, I change you from an ordinary man into Narayan. So from an ordinary into a human being with divine virtues. This is what Narayan is, the fullest, the best that each of us can be. Who can make you this? This definitely has to be explained. You also have to explain who God is. Lakshmi and Narayan, who are number 1 in the golden age, must surely take 84 births. Those of other religions come later. They cannot have as many births. Only those who come first take 84 births. They don't study any of this in the golden age. They must surely have studied everything at the confluence age. So first of all, You have to give the Father's introduction. Just as souls cannot be seen, but can be understood, in the same way the Supreme Soul cannot be seen. You know, in those early days of the Yagya, they say there are stories that because of their purity and their power at that time, they were able to see that sparkling star. Imagine, but today I haven't seen, you know, it's very different today because of the mixture. We can't see the soul, but just as souls cannot be seen but can be understood, in the same way the Supreme Soul cannot be seen. However, the intellect can understand that he is the Father of us souls. He is called the Supreme Soul. He is ever pure. He has to come and purify the impure world. Therefore, when you first explain and prove that there is only the one Father, it can also be proved that the God of the Gita cannot be Krishna. Because remember, Krishna is a baby, is a small child, a baby small child. So, you know, with Baba, with God, not only is have the greatness, the personality, the virtues, the power of God, also within that comes the role, the task of God. God comes not just to be here. He comes with very much with a task in mind, as he said, to purify, to change this world. Krishna, a small child, a baby. What task can a baby do? How much can they do? You children have to explain and prove that only the one Father is called the truth. All the other things, physical rituals and going on pilgrimages, etc., are mentioned in the scriptures of the path of devotion. Those things are not mentioned on the path of knowledge. There are no scriptures here. The Father comes and explains all of these secrets. First of all, you children will gain victory by proving the fact that God is incorporeal, not corporeal, not physical. God, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva speaks. God is the ocean of knowledge and the Father of everyone. Shri Krishna couldn't be the Father of everyone. He couldn't say to anyone, renounce all bodily religions and remember me alone. This is such an easy aspect. However, human beings have become very firm in their devotion because of having read so many scriptures. For some of us that maybe haven't practiced so much, a little bit of religion, it's easy for us to take on board what Baba says. But those that are so embedded in their belief systems of the scriptures, very hard to move away from that. Very hard for many souls to move away from that because they've read so much. Nowadays, they put the scriptures, etc., in a cart and take them around the town. They also take their idols and the Granth around, the Sikh scripture. Then they come back home and put them back to sleep. You children know that you go around the cycle and become deities, then warriors, merchants and Shudras. In memory of your going around the cycle, they take the scriptures around and then bring them back home and put them away. They have fixed a day for taking the scriptures around. Therefore, you first have to prove that the versions in the Gita were spoken by God and not by Shri Krishna. Only Shiva is beyond rebirth. He definitely comes, but his birth is divine. He comes here and enters Bhagrinath, the lucky chariot. He comes and purifies the impure. He comes here to give the secrets of the Creator and the beginning, the middle, and the end of creation. No one else has this knowledge. Just think of the times we're in right now, a lot of fear and uncertainty. What does the future hold? But if we think about what Baba's teaching us every day, he's telling us what's going to come. He's telling us what's happening now and why it's happening. He tells us about what's going to happen in the future. Only he can tell us this. No one else has this knowledge. You can Google it, whatever you want, but it's only Baba that can give us this knowledge. The Father himself has to come to give his own introduction. No one else, the main thing is the Father's introduction. If you prove that he is the God of the Gita, your name will be glorified. Therefore, make such leaflets in which you also have pictures, and drop these leaflets from an aeroplane. The Father continues to explain many things. Well, I don't think we can do that in this country. I don't know about your country, but it has been done in India. It has been done, apparently. The Father continues to explain many things. If you gain victory over this one main thing, you can gain victory over everything. Your name will be glorified a great deal in this. No one will argue with you about this. This is a very clear matter. The Father says, how could I be omnipresent? I come and give you children knowledge. People even call out, come and purify us. Give us the knowledge of the Creator and creation. The praise of the Father is distinct from the praise of Krishna. So Baba's the creator, everyone else and every human being is the creation. So who am I praising? Who am I following? Baba wants us to follow, to listen to him, to praise him, not the creation. The creation, as Baba said, comes into the cycle, takes rebirth. That means I come down. A human being has to fall, has to come down. And if I'm following, I'm praising human beings, what does that mean? The praise of the Father is distinct from the praise of Krishna. It isn't that Shiv Baba comes and becomes Krishna or Narayan, or that he takes 84 births. No. Your intellect should be kept busy thinking about how to explain all of these things. The main thing is the Gita. It says God speaks. Therefore, God would surely need a mouth. However, God is incorporeal. How can a soul speak without a mouth? This is why he says, I take the support of an ordinary body. The ones who first become Lakshmi and Narayan are the ones who take 84 births. Then, when he comes to the end of the cycle, I enter that one's body. Narayan becomes, the last of his births, Dada Lekraj, then becomes known as Brahma Baba, and then Baba enters that body. I come at the end of the many births of Krishna. Churn this ocean of knowledge as to how you can explain it to others. Just through this one aspect, your name will be glorified and everyone will come to know the Father, the Creator. Then many will come to you. They will invite you to go and give lectures. This is why Alpha has to be proved and explained first. You children know that you are claiming your inheritance of heaven from the Father. Baba comes into Bharat every 5,000 years and enters this lucky chariot. This one in whom God comes and sits is the most fortunate one. This is not a small thing. God sits in this one and explains to you children that he comes and enters this one's body at the end of the last of his many births. This present chariot is of the soul that was in Shri Krishna. So Shri Krishna first birth, last birth, Brahma Baba, God enters him. It is not Krishna himself, but the last body of his many births. The features and occupation change in each birth. The one I enter at the end of his many births then becomes Krishna. I come at the confluence age. You belong to the Father and also claim an inheritance from him. The Father teaches you and then takes you back home with him. There is no difficulty in this. The Father simply says, constantly, remember me alone. Therefore, think very carefully about how to write this. Due to this main mistake, Bharat has become unrighteous, irreligious, and insolvent. Mistake that God is everywhere, God is omnipresent, and that God, see, they say that, and they also say that Krishna is God. Because of that, unrighteous, irreligious, and insolvent, the Father comes again to teach Raj Yoga. He makes Bharat righteous and solvent. He makes the whole world righteous. At that time, you alone are the masters of the whole world. That's in the golden age. It is said, I wish you long life and prosperity. Baba doesn't give you the blessing, may you live forever. It is the sages who say, may you become immortal. You children understand that immortal ones would surely exist in the land of immortality. How can there be immortal beings in the land of death? So we're not immortal, we will die, we will take rebirth at the present time. In the golden age, but we will obviously leave the body, the soul will leave the body and take another one, but it won't be like death. It won't be like, there'll be the awareness that we're moving into our next costume. In the golden age, there won't be the awareness of death, which means sorrow, finality, it's final. But there'd be the awareness in the golden age that I'm the soul, I'm taking a new vehicle, a new costume. So there won't be the feeling of mortality in the golden age. How can there be immortal beings in the land of death? It's funny, isn't it? We're so fixated in this time on living longer, living our life out. Even if we're very ill, we want to stretch our life out. It's interesting how things have changed so much, but science has enabled us to live much longer, even though we may be suffering. It's interesting in how, so this concept, very different concept now to golden age, because we think we're a body and we're fearful of dying. All of this comes under. How can there be more immortal beings in the land of death? When you children hold meetings, you ask the Father for advice. Baba advises you in advance that you should all send your opinions in writing. Then you can all get together. That advice can be put in the Murli and reach everyone. 2,000 to 3,000 rupees would be saved. 2 or 3 centres could be opened with that amount. Maybe in those early days, keep coming to meet, and costs of meeting and deciding how to do service. Baba's saying, write to each other, save money, and then amazing 2,000 rupees to open a centre. These days it's very different, a lot of money is needed. You should go from village to village, taking all the pictures, etc. with you. You children shouldn't have too much interest in the things of the subtle region. Because there are the pictures of Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar, a little about them has to be explained. They have a small part in between. You must go and meet them. There is nothing else. This is why there shouldn't be too much interest in those things. So the awareness of the subtle region and the part it plays, but not to go into the detail of it, actually, Baba's saying. Souls are invoked here and shown everything. That's in the subtle region. Some even come and cry. Some meet with love and some shed tears of sorrow. All of that is the part of the drama. It is called chit-chat. Those early days, they would go into trance, they would be pulled into the subtle region, they'd have visions of the golden age, all the detail of the golden age, and they would come out of trance and there would be a lot of, feelings of that time. So it had its place then, it instilled faith in those early days, but Baba said actually it's drama. What matters is our self-change, our self-transformation. Don't place too much emphasis on these things. This is what Baba, I think, is really trying to tell us, because we're interested. It's fascinating. People invite the soul of someone into the body of a Brahmin priest who is made to wear those clothes. However, the body has perished. Therefore, who would wear those clothes? You don't have that custom. It's a custom in India. There is no question of crying, etc. Otherwise, how could you become the highest of all? There definitely is this intermediate confluence age where you have to become pure, the middle part. When you prove this one thing, they will say that what you say is absolutely right. God can never tell lies. Beautiful. God can never tell lies. Baba comes from many different angles. Each day he will say one thing and say something else. So he kind of opens our intellect so that we see everything 360 degrees. But he doesn't tell lies. Baba's opening our intellect to see every angle. Very much in our body conscious state, we only see something from one angle. And this is very deep. For many of us, our belief systems are very limited and we'll see something only one way and we think that is right. Through the Murli, through the study of Baba's knowledge, he opens our intellect so we see everything from all angles. Beautiful. This is soul consciousness, actually. God can never tell lies. Then many will have a lot of love. Many will come. You children continue to receive all the points at the right time. You will see what will happen at the end. There will be war. Bombs will be dropped. There will first be death on the other side. Here, this is India, Bharat, rivers of blood will flow. Then there will be rivers of milk and ghee, clarified butter. In a sense, abundance. Everything will be plentiful on all levels. The smoke will first emerge abroad. Fire. There is a lot of fear there. Many huge bombs have been made. Look what they put in them. Whole cities are wiped out. You have to explain who established the kingdom of heaven. Heavenly God the Father definitely comes at the confluence age. You know that this is now the confluence age, the middle period between the old world and the coming new world. It's the confluence age. The main thing that is explained to you is remembrance of the Father. It is by having this remembrance that your sins will be cut away. When God came, he said, remember me alone, and you will become Satopradhan and go to the land of liberation. Then the cycle will repeat from the beginning. There will be deityism, then Islamism and Buddhism. You students should keep this full knowledge in your intellects. You should remain very happy that you are earning such a huge income. The proof that I've got knowledge in my intellect is happiness. If I'm not happy, this is a really good checking point for me. When I'm not happy, then what's in my intellect? What am I thinking about? What am I thinking with my mind? What am I holding in my awareness? It's a very good checking point. If I'm not happy, where have I gone? What's in my mind? Immortal Baba is telling you the story of immortality. You have been given many names. The main religion of deityism exists first. Then, as the tree continues to grow, the population gradually increases. There are then innumerable religions and many opinions. Each religion has its own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, eh? This one religion is established with one shirimat. There is no question of duality. The spiritual father sits here and explains this spiritual knowledge to you. You children should remain happy. You know that the Father is teaching you. You speak from experience. Therefore, you should have the pure pride of knowing that God is teaching you. What else do you need? Nice checking point again. What else do you need? Since you are becoming the masters of the world, why isn't there that happiness? Or does your faith have doubt? There shouldn't be any doubt about the Father. Maya brings doubts and makes you forget him. Baba has explained that Maya deceives you a great deal with your eyes. When you see something tasty, you are tempted to eat it. When your eyes see something, anger emerges and you want to hit someone. If you didn't see that person, you wouldn't hit him. It is when your eyes see something that there is greed and attachment to. It is when your eyes see something that there is greed and attachment to. The eyes are the main organs that deceive you. You have to keep full guard over them. When you souls receive knowledge, all your criminal behavior should stop. When you souls receive knowledge, all your criminal behavior should stop. It isn't that you have to remove your eyes. It's a story that's of someone that to stop him seeing bad or having bad vision, he took out his eyes. The Baba says it isn't that you have to remove your eyes, you have to make your criminal eyes civilized. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children
And the spiritual children say Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father.
Lovely. Essence for Dana number 1, always maintain the happiness and intoxication that God is teaching you. Never allow your intellect to have any doubts about anything. Maintain pure pride. Maintain pure pride. Number 2, don't have too much interest in the things of the subtle region. Make full effort to make the soul Sato Pradhan, originally pure. Make full effort to make the soul Sato Pradhan. Discuss amongst yourselves how to give everyone the Father's true introduction. Blessing. May you know the importance of the confluence age and attain countless times return for one-fold and become filled with all attainments. At the confluence age, Bapdada has promised, give one-fold and you'll receive 100,000-fold. Just as this time is the most elevated time, the most elevated birth, and has the most elevated title, in the same way, it is only at this time that you can experience all attainments. At this time, not only is it 100,000-fold return of one, but whenever you want, however you want, whatever you want. The Father is bound to you in the form of the servant. The Father is bound to you in the form of the servant. You receive countless times return of one, because at present the bestower of blessings belongs to you. At present the bestower of blessings belongs to you. When you are holding the seeds in your hand, you take whatever you want in a second from the seed and become filled with all attainments, all the virtues, peace, power, love, all the powers, all the wisdom. It's there, it's available, because I belong to the bestower. Slogan: no matter what the circumstances are, let go of the circumstances, but do not let go of your happiness. No matter what the circumstances are, let go of the circumstances, but do not let go of your happiness. Om Shanti. Just have a few moments of silence to reflect. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. Thank you.
Sister, thank you so much.
Om Shanti.
Yes. Now we can share our points.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Shanti, Brother Samuel.
Yeah, Baba says today that the confluence age, that he comes at the confluence age. And when he comes, he releases his inheritance to his lovely children, and we inherit our inheritance. And he says again that God can never tell lies.
Yeah.
Because he is not a man. God is so perfect, so awesome to be able to tell lies. So he does not tell lies. Whatever God says remains yes. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, very nice
Shanti.
point.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti, Om Shanti. Baba says today
Yes.
that we should have when we're having yukti, we should have a better yukti in doing service and give people the firm introduction of himself. So we should have a yukti, better yukti, how to explain and to people on how Baba is. We should not go straight to say Baba is a point of light. We should just have a better yukti on how to explain that he is the God of the Gita. We should explain, before we get to that, we should explain how Baba became the God of the Gita. So we should not just go straight and to say Baba is a point of light, because they will not understand.
Nice, lovely. Thank you. Very nice.
Om Shanti.
Yeah.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Sister Natalie. Good to see you again.
Yeah, and you?
Yeah. I love the Murli for today. It's brilliant. It's very good. It's that the proof that I have knowledge in my intellect is my happiness.
Yeah.
The proof that I have, I mean, it's very clear. And then when I sow the seed of knowledge, my criminal behaviors disappear. It's either this or this. So if I am not happy, I don't have knowledge. I'm far away from Baba. And that means that I must return. I must stay focused. I must stay in remembrance of Baba. But I think at the beginning, there's this thing about taking support of the body There's no duality. And he comes to remove our unrighteousness, our irreligiousness, and our insolvency. And that's a big relief, because if you stay with Baba, and I mean we're all in the impure world, we're all here. So we're going to be unrighteous, we're going to be irreligious, and we're going to be insolvent. But when it comes with righteousness and solvency and religiousness, I think it's the greatest gift, for mankind. And I want to stay in this and revere in it. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Very nice point you say. It also relates to the slogan, isn't it? It's so human nature that when something happens, we hold on to the situation. We all do it. I mean, I still do it a little bit. I'm getting better. I used to do it all the time. Something goes wrong and we go into the detail. We think about the person and what they've done and what's going on, and we go on and on in our mind. And that just brings me down and down, and I feel so down and unhappy. I make words change, and because of I'm in that low state, the first thing I do is blame the person or the situation for my unhappiness. I will say it's because of, when we're in body conscious, we say, I'm down, I'm crying, I've lost everything because of you. My unhappiness goes, so my finger points.
Yes.
If it's not the person, it's the world, it's the government. I'll find something. Oh, it's the government. Oh, it's Trump. Oh, we can go on and
Absolutely.
on.
Yes.
It makes us more unhappy, and it actually makes us more helpless, and it makes us more dependent on people. So Baba's teaching us independent, but live in the world. We have to work with everybody, but this beauty of being free whilst living in a corrupt world. So Baba says, keep your mind on me. Keep your intellect on knowledge, keep churning that, hold on to that. So a situation will come, because just because we're meditating doesn't mean to say life's going to be hunky-dory. It isn't for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
When I have knowledge, okay, I see a situation and I might go off track for a moment. I start going into it. Stop. The Baba teaches us, doesn't matter. It's never too late. Bring yourself back straight away. Whoops, so I stop for a second. Baba, this is drama, this is a situation, I'm letting go of you. So I bring my awareness back to soul. Baba, it's a drama, it's insolvent, it's over almost. Don't worry, we know heaven's coming. We keep all that in up quick, we hold on tight. The situation starts reducing in our mind. It won't reduce outside, but it reduces in our mind. And this is the key. If it reduces in our mind, then the happiness levels go up again. If it gets big in our mind, then the sorrow kicks in. And if we're not too careful, we're off track totally. We're blaming the world, and we're depressed, and it's all too much, and I'm giving up. But if I could bring the knowledge back, and this is what we're learning, the art of quickly bringing knowledge back. I mean, I'm learning that also. I do go off track. Natalie, stop that. Don't allow. You know whose mind is it? It's my mind. It's my mind. So I mustn't allow my mind to go off track. So bring it back quickly. Baba, you're there. This is the drama. What did you tell me today? You told me that you are the truth. Why am I listening to human beings? They're all over the place also. It's not their fault, drama. But I've got to hold on to you, because you never speak a lie. So all this, if I keep this going, that gives me the power, because Baba's happy that I like that. This is student-teacher relationship. Baba sees, actually, he sees me making effort to pull myself back. So he says, child, even in the day, he'll see the child's making effort. He's trying to apply knowledge, so he'll give me the power, and then that is the strength that will enable me to let go of the circumstance, and then my happiness is there. And suddenly, what's beautiful, I see I'm happy with all this chaos. It's like you start having experiences, because Baba said in the Murli, a very key point, you have to talk about your experiences. So we talk about Baba's knowledge, but when we talk about our experience, so when I have the real tangible experience that I could be in a very dire situation, but my happiness is rising. It's like, wow, what's happening? It's true, it's real, Baba, you're really there. Then when I talk from that aspect, I talk with power, I talk from the heart, people will listen to me. But before that, I have to have that experience myself. I have to live this knowledge. It's the Murli's lovely. What a lovely Murli. But then we leave at 8 after Murli, and we go and charge around and run around and get upset and react. And no. we have to apply this knowledge. So when we just apply, so it's just a little one, I apply one piece of knowledge, 1,000-fold return. So I go outside, someone maybe shouts at me or my family's rude to me, and I look at them and think, okay, peaceful soul, smile, good wishes. I apply it, then I feel the happiness inside, then that's where the faith comes. And it's like, wow, Baba, you really are there, you're helping. The faith becomes, because we've all got little doubts. Most of our doubts are in the drama, actually.
Yeah.
Something happens, doubt means I react, what is going on? I don't need this, you know, or the world, we see the state of the world. This all kind of fuses my doubt, but it's my doubt. I just have to say, drama, it's the end of the cycle. Baba, you're in charge. You're going to sort this out. It's not for me to sort the world out. So I come back and I instill my faith with my experiences. And when you have happiness, when everything around you is not going well, it's so empowering. So we have to do this.
It is. Om Shanti.
Yeah, nice. You shared nice things. Sorry, I wanted to share my feelings. It's my experience.
Thank you.
Keep it
Thank
up.
you. Thank you,
You're
sister.
doing well. You're doing well.
Om Shanti.
Anybody else want to share?
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Osita. Yes, as now, Brother Michael, Brother Baji.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Brother Michael. Yes.
Yeah, Baba's Murli is always powerful.
Yeah.
Baba's Murli is like a drip to our body. It gives us energy.
Yeah.
And with that energy, we face the challenges that is in the world. So the part that intoxicates me most is that Baba said that we should always be aware that he's the one teaching us. We should have that pure pride that we are the student of God, direct student of God and helpers of God. With this, we'll be able to remember him always and face any situation and overcome because we're in an impure world. So constant remembrance is the key to victory. It's the first lesson and it's also the last lesson because our last thought leads us to our destination. So we must always focus on Baba, irrespective of whatever we are facing in this life. That is the key to our success because through that remembrance, we get our purity, we get to the power.
Thank you so much.
Lovely, very good, very nice, nice, very good. Lovely.
Yeah. Then Baji. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thank you. Wonderful Murli again. The one that I need so badly now is that no matter the circumstances and situation, those situations and circumstances you let them go, but don't let your happiness go. That's for me. Om Shanti.
It's for all of us. We all need it, don't we? Yeah. It's so easy to get caught up in things. Sometimes we face small things, but sometimes we face very big things. But the same method is needed no matter what. And I sometimes find that throughout the day, little things come along, we get trapped in. And it's those little things that build up until we see our happiness has gone by the end of the day. There's little things also. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In today's Murli,
they both are here. So now they will say at the point.
Om Shanti. Baba says in the course of giving people his introduction, we should not go outright and say it's a point. We should say there are two fathers. One, the physical father, that is the lucky father, and then the father from beyond. And we should also say that God is not omnipresent. He creates heaven and earth, and that we have gone around the 4 ages, and that gives us 84 reincarnations or rebirths. Baba does not take a rebirth.
Baba incarnates in the body of Brahma and teaches us this knowledge. So we should always remember him and him alone, because he's the creator of heaven. He creates heaven and paradise. As we remember him, we become more and more purer, and we attain a higher status. We rule the kingdom. Baba does not rule. He makes us so elevated. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, very nice. Thank you. Very
Om
nice.
Shanti. Om Shanti.
Sister Nokoya.
Baba tell us to make full effort to make the soul Satu Pradhan. Discuss among yourself how to give everyone the Father's true introduction.
Very nice. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Yes, Baba said, Baba also, Sister Bazi, after Sister Bazi, I will speak. Okay, Sister Bazi, you can.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Good morning.
Om Shanti.
As usual, Baba's beautiful Murli. Tonic for the soul. So it keeps us bubbly. Amongst the beautiful points, I like to highlight the aspect of Baba requesting us that we have to really, make people understand the difference between him and Krishna. And in our own case here, it will be between Baba and Jesus Christ or Muhammad, that these are creation, whereas he is the creator. And he says again that he is incorporeal, to see the difference clearly, that all other souls are embodied souls. They come through, they experience birth and death, but Baba never does, His own birth is so unique, and he comes at the end and enters, an impure body and all, and carries out his work. And then the third one is that he is
white and white. Sorry.
What's going on? Can I talk?
Yes,
Yes.
continue. Please mute anybody sound coming from anywhere. That's why. Thank you.
Carry on.
All right. Because we have this notion of omnipresence being, circulated all over. He has a place where he stays, the home where we all came from, and that's where we called him from. We all called him to come into this impure world to purify us. And if you're able to, clarify this point, it will go a long way. It will go a long way, because these are the points that people are confused about, Means to be God. Are you with me?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank
Nice
you.
Sister.
Thank you, sister. Now, my point, today's Murli Baba said that in the path of devotion, they put the scripture books or idols in the carts and they move around. Baba says it is a memorial of ours that we are moving around the cycle from the golden age, deities, warriors, merchants, and Sudras. So it is our memorial that they are doing in the path of devotion. Baba said God is not omnipresent because God comes and teaches us. And Baba says that lucky chariot is Brahma Baba, the most luckiest. And then Baba says that main thing is giving Baba's and Father's introduction. Baba says if you prove that God of Gita is Shiv Baba, is Shiv, not Krishna, and drop it from the aeroplane as a leaflet, then your name will be glorified. And Baba said, now this is a blessing of this time, of this conference time, that you give 1 fold and receive 100 folds. We can attend all attainments by this time. This time is a blessed time. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. I just want to pick up on that point, actually. You know, Baba kept saying it's the confluence age today. So now we're in the confluence age. So it's such an opportunity. If we have to keep reminding ourselves, whatever I do for Baba, with Baba, for Baba, there's so much return. So in a sense, if I use my money for Baba, if I, you know, whatever I do for Baba, or any task in remembrance of Baba, there's going to be such a return in whatever way. I don't need to know what the return is, but there's going to be so much benefit now. I'm actually increasing my good karma now. So everything I'm doing with Baba. Baba said today, what else do you need? You're with me, you know me, you belong to me. So when I start filling myself up with Baba's knowledge and practicing it, I fill the soul up. It's only because I'm empty that I need things. There's desire. Everybody's got I want, because they're empty. If we fill the soul up with knowledge, virtues and power, if I do that, then I become full. Then I don't need anything, because I've got Baba. It's when we're empty, when the whole world is on empty, all souls are lacking something. And so that's why, because they're lacking something, therefore they've got lots of desires. And we have desires also. But if I work on filling the soul up according to what Baba says, then those desires they'll go. I won't need, because I have, what else do I need? One question, what else do I need? And the other thing as well, Baba talked about the eyes today, very important that we see something. You know, it's so, you know, all of us, especially Brahmins, because we're leading more simple lifestyle, we are tempted by food. So we look at something and immediately we want to eat it. So we should eat and we should enjoy, but I shouldn't be pulled by my senses. We should eat nice food. We've got every right to have a comfortable life. Why not? But if I'm pulled by it, if it brings me happiness, and I have to look at myself also. If I'm having a not such a good day, I'll be like, oh, I'll have a cup of tea, you know, oh, that will sort me out. Eat something to make me feel better. So we're being pulled by our senses. So we have to look at this. We do enjoy things, but we shouldn't be dependent on things to make us happy. We should Baba and Baba's knowledge should be making me happy. I think that's what he's saying today. So nice, Murli, lots of good points in there. It's lovely to meet you all. I'm happy to see you again. I got a phone call late last night. I was just going to bed. And the brother called me, and I was happy to read Murli and be with you all today. It's wonderful.
Yes, sister, you are welcome.
Nice to see you, sister. Nice to see you.
It's fun, actually.
Yes, thanks, sister, for your service.
No, it's good. It's your serving me, actually. I admire you all.
And from here too, I want to ask, why don't you come every so often?
You speak to your instrument teacher about that.
Instrument teacher Gagan, why?
You ask Reva Didi, okay, why not me? Why Reva Didi? You contact.
Can we vote? Can we vote for teachers?
No, they will come. They will come.
We can't vote for teachers, right?
Baba gives the right.
Come, yes.
Baba gives the direction.
Yes.
Baba gives the direction.
And Murli is there. So thank you.
Some of us are new, so we need to be encouraged.
Yeah.
You have Induben, don't you? Induben comes regularly, doesn't she? Yeah. Induben.
Yeah, Induben
Once
also
in a
came.
while. Once in a while.
Like you, sister. Like you, sister.
Monday,
she doesn't come often also.
Okay.
Yeah. The teachers are starving us of good teachers to read for us.
Yeah.
Please
So
help us.
Okay, can I say something? Because Hindu band in the 90s, for example, 1995, 1996, up until 2000, Hindu band was in Nigeria here, Lagos. So when I started in 1996, Hindu band was there, Julius Bai was there, brother Talati Bai was there, and brother Nick was there. Brother Nick was there. So many of the, even Sister Ucha, which we know in Madhuban, was also here. And Sister Jayanti came often in the 90s. Even we had so many seminars in Musun Center and so many places in University of Lagos and so many other places, the media and many other things. So Sister Jayanti has been here giving us knowledge with so many of them from Madhuban. Even Muyini was also here. So many sisters were coming here often from Madhuban, giving us sustenance. So in the 90s up to 2000, at least, they were coming often like that. So they were giving us so much of sustenance, and which we definitely have benefited, and also doing Baba service all over the world. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Lovely, nice to hear. But things are changing. You see, we've become so big, we're growing, and everyone's becoming older. You know, people are becoming older, and things are changing now. And even me, actually, I'm in a very small centre, have to look after myself and a small group of students. So things are different these days, and we have to manage
the older, the sweeter. The older, the sweeter. So the French says.
But yeah, I can come again. You invite me.
Yes,
we will
invite Induben this week. Last Monday, Induben came, so we will invite Induben and others also. Good. So only, see, we few students. Today you came, that's why only 1, 2, 3 soul added more. Otherwise, every day 3, 4, 5. So students are not.
Om Shanti. Yes. Om Shanti. Brother, I want to say something.
Yes, please.
Om Shanti. Please, I want to say something concerning teachers. Baba said that we should not have attachment on any teacher. He is the true teacher. He is the third guru. Baba is our sustenance. Baba is the one that teaches us direct. We should learn how to listen to Baba directly and absorb the knowledge. That's what it should be. You know, yes. So let us not, be disheartened that this person did not come, this person did not come. So that's what I want to say.
Very good.
Good point, Brother Michael. I like.
Good point, Brother Michael. Good point.
Brother Michael is a good point. So that there will be no attachment to anything that brought one of the sins.
Yes. Our attachment should go to Baba.
You know, it's true. At the end of the cycle, it's the end now. It's the end moments of the cycle. So we have to be so independent that we don't rely on anybody. We rely on Baba.
Yes.
We don't know our moment. For me, it could be tomorrow. I don't know my final. If I'm thinking of someone or somebody, even a nice BK, then it's my final moment. Well, who am I thinking about? So really, when we're put in struggling situations, that makes us remember more. I tell you, for a long time, I was in London. I was in a centre very near to London Centre. Daddy Janky was there, and I didn't even go. Can you believe that? I was half an hour drive away, and yet my senior instrument said, "I want you to stay here." So I had to read Murli to a small group, and Daddy Janky was half an hour drive away. But that struggled for me initially. My ego was screaming, saying I should be there. But I soon realized that Baba was teaching me to be independent of any seniors. I knew what Baba was teaching me. It was a struggle because I felt it. Daddy Janky was half an hour away, but I was in this small centre with a small group. But I really knew, although it wasn't easy for me, that Baba's teaching me to rely on him, one support and no one else. And I tell you, times are very volatile at the moment. Things are tricky at the moment. So now we really have, this is even circumstances, teachers and classes. Again, these are external circumstances. I have to just turn one Baba and none other. Who knows about tomorrow?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Thank you.
1 minute with Baba.
1 minute silence.
Yes, yes. 1 minute, Baba.
So Dr. Osita, how long have you been with Baba? How long? Dr. Osita, how long?
I have been, yes, I have been here now for 2 weeks.
My goodness, you're amazing. You
2
are.
weeks,
Really
yes.
amazing.
Don't
He's
think
so
you're
fortunate.
not. Don't think you're not getting much support.
Brother,
as
Dr.
students.
Sita is so fortunate.
You haven't
Yes.
had the seniors come to Nigeria because you're a new baby, but don't worry, you've got, I think Baba's giving you
They've
so
got to
much
come. They've got to
power.
come for, yes.
He's making up for it now because I'm seeing you flying. I'm seeing you love the Murli. I'm seeing your
Thank you.
share. I feel that you're getting it. So all
Thank
of this
you.
other stuff, don't worry. You've seen Baba's really giving you everything you need right now. You're going fast track. So don't worry about any of this, just the Murli. Remember
Thank you.
Baba, do your
Thank
work.
you.
I can feel it.
Insight.
Doing
Thank
great for
you.
2 weeks. Incredible.
Thank you.
Really.
Can I add to that, please?
Yes, please.
Yes, and that is confirmed by Baba's statement that you could come last and go first and come out first.
Yes.
This is Baba's
That is,
typical child. Yes.
yes, that is why Dr. Sita is very
true.
fortunate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Sita, you are very fortunate.
But he's also making effort. I can see he's making,
And,
the key is our effort making. We can be in knowledge a long time, but our efforts can become slack. I'm talking about myself, get a bit lazy, get a bit complacent. I'm talking
Absolutely
about
right.
myself. But when you're new, 2 weeks, you're so fresh, like full of enthusiasm, the energy. It's like, so he's a good inspiration for us. So it's not about time actually at all.
Yes,
I know
sister.
that.
He is another thing I am adding. He is regular and punctual also.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep it up.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Yes.
Okay, 2 minutes for silence.
Dr. Osita is our teacher through Baba. Baba's teaching us through him.
Yes, you are right, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Beautiful day.
Yeah. 1 minute silence, please.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. Thank you. Thank you so much. Om Shanti, family. Nice day.
Angel Basi.
Okay, take care. Bye bye.